Good morning, everyone. Welcome and well zooming, everyone. Thank you. This is Tibetan Buddhist Society of Canberra's regular Sunday morning meditation. Create some space. Okay, so today's topic also is the importance of meditation. So our talk and the meditation, I'll intersect them. So instead of just stretch of long meditation, so before we start, most of you know the prayers by heart. So we'll do that, paying respect to the Buddha and the Dharma and Sangha, and then renew the commitment to practice loving kindness, compassion, and the like. So join your hands at the heart, and we'll do the prayers first. O yenda Buddha Dhamma Sangha Atere Pete Lademe Bhavache Ajevendala Ajare Padavadruve Yenda Buddha Dhamma Sangha Atere Pete Lademe Bhavache Ajevendala Ajare Padavadruve Yenda Buddha Dhamma Sangha Atere Pete Lademe Bhavache Ajevendala Ajare Padavadruve. May all beings have happiness and cause of happiness. May they be free from suffering and cause of suffering. May they never part from happiness that knows no suffering. May they dwell in equanimity, free from attachment and aversion of those near and far. May all beings have happiness and cause of happiness. May they be free from suffering and cause of suffering. May they know apart from happiness that knows no suffering. May they dwell in equanimity, free from attachment, aversion of those near and far. May all beings have happiness and cause of happiness. May they be free from suffering and a cause of suffering. May they know apart from happiness that knows no suffering. May they dwell in equanimity, free from attachment, aversion of those near and far. So if there are anyone who out there joining us today on Facebook, on Zoom, and YouTube, and also in person, please, first of all, as importance of meditation is how to be present, how to have your mind readily at your disposal, so that what you think, what you feel, what you form opinion, and how you respond, physically, verbally, and emotional, are done so with great care, not only for the goodness of yourself, but also the consequences and effect that it will have to you and others. So, therefore, meditation is about how to being fully present. It doesn't mean the meditation, formal meditation, although is only done by sitting, but doesn't mean you can't be present when you're doing other things. So the whole idea to many people, the meditation is also to be very present, say at your work or at your other activities. So you really do things very carefully, mindfully, so that whatever you do brings the maximum benefit. But the formal meditation is done by sitting. So you need a place to sit, a place that is conducively arranged. Maybe in your home you need a corner where you have a designated spot where you meditate. So here in the practice centers, people who go to the local Buddhist temples, and you have a center, if not at your home. So these days I'm doing this from my home, but our classes usually held in our center. So anyway, have a designated spot that is secure, that is not disturbed by other activities that's going around the house. So during that half an hour, whatever time, you just make sure that you have the space to yourself. So that's the first thing. The second thing is time. You got to have that time and the space together. Your time and your space must be both be readily available at your disposal. Like we have the time this morning. So we will first of all do 10 minutes of meditation During that, I'll guide you a few minutes and then leave you to it. So, so yeah, find a quiet, peaceful spot, uh, and now we'll do the actual bringing your attention to the posture. Okay, so sit cross-legged with your legs half cross or full lotus. Some people can do full lotus, which is hard for most people. Half lotus is fine. If you can't even do the half lotus but have to sit on a stool, do so. Don't torture yourself. But relatively speaking, your body must observe the stillness. Posture is stillness. 4S I call this. Stillness of your posture and sincerity of your motivation and serenity of your attention. So your attention should be focused, in this case your posture, scanning, and then simple. 4th S is simple. You just don't complicate it. Just focus your attention to the posture. And how do you do? There are 4 things. You do the posture, you position the posture, which I'll guide you a few minutes, and then you knowingly check your posture. Yeah. And so you don't just sit there passively. Actively stay present, whether the back is straight or not, whether the eyes focus properly or not, and so on. So knowingly sit. So doing the sitting, knowingly checking the sitting, and then seeing where the posture is stiff, you relax a bit. If it's a slack and you're slouching, you erect the back. So you actually find yourself engagingly sitting, not passively sitting, actively sitting. And then feel the qualities of the 4 elements. The earth is solid, so your body posture should be still. Water is cohesive, so your posture should be very balanced, not too stiff, not too slack. The balance is usually the hand gesture show you, and then the fire is the awareness, your awareness of the whole posture, whether they are properly synchronized or not. So the fire, quality of earth, is stability and stillness, confidence, and water is cohesion and balance, and the fire is awareness, because fire gives light, isn't it? So when the back is straight, you're aware. So the straightness of the back symbolizes your awareness. Like fire is held, flame is held down, the flame goes up. Likewise, when your back is straight, your whole body is radiant and aware to keep the posture straight and still and correct. And then the 4th one is the air element. Air is movement. So oxygenation, you need to, the more straight your back is, that much the proper flow of oxygen goes in the brain, and your body, upper body feels light, and your rest of the body becomes very still. So that's the overall task that we will spend next 10 minutes, okay? So let's do that. Put your hands on the lap, right hand on the left, and 2 thumbs just below the navel, and elbows and shoulders relax, and the back is very straight. Slightly, press your stomach muscle back in towards the back, not bulging into the front. Even if you have a bulging stomach, let's try to pull the stomach muscle slightly back so to straighten the spine. Shoulders must be balanced, and the hand gesture below the navel is the balance, gesture balance, that's the cohesion of water. Your legs and the bottom on the floor is the confidence, is the stillness, balance, steadiness of the earth. Keeping the back straight represent the fire. Straightening the back increases your awareness of the whole posture. You wouldn't believe. The more straight your back is, but not stiff. If it's stiff, slowly relax. If it's slack, then exert the effort to straighten the back. Slightly bend your chin down, not by too much, to avoid the neck going too far back or too falling right or left. Just press the chin slightly down. Your lips, your teeth, your mouth left natural. Your tongue slightly curled inside the upper teeth to avoid dryness and wetness. Your face relaxed, calm, peaceful. The eyes half open. Look straight on the floor through the tip of your nose. Neither blinking your eyes, nor widely open, nor shutting. Just soft, peaceful gaze. Have a sense of your single hair from the crown pulling us towards the ceiling. So in this way you scan up the posture, consciously doing the posture, knowing what they represent, and checking and correcting, and seeing what you need to improve, and then feel the overall quality. And then single hair pulls you to the ceiling. Before you reverse the scanning downwards, all the way from the crown to the feet, that you're actively staying present and minding the posture. Never mind slight pins and needles. These too will pass. Thus stay calm. So I now leave you to it until you hear the bell in 10 minutes' time. Please stay very calm, still, fully present. The importance of meditation is importance of firstly learning to meditate if the body is reasonably cooperating to yourself or not. So therefore sitting is the very first thing, because largely we are very, very physical. But when you ask the mind to meditate on the body, the role is reverse. So you need to have the mind over the matter, so to speak. So therefore, let the mind become the guide and the body become guided. But usually it's the other way around. The body controls and mind just follows. And so our senses, visual or auditory or tactile, all these things stimulate. So your mind hasn't got any clue. It just follows those four unruly sense doors. So mindfulness is how to guard those five doors, and therefore keep the sixth sense, mental consciousness, to actually mind the body in the posture we just did. One thing you will notice that is that even you're supposed to be having your mind readily able to guard the posture. The body has a different ideas. It doesn't like the posture. It doesn't like to sit that long. It doesn't feel stimulated, because usually all the five senses are getting what they want. So here the five senses are made to work for the sake of the mind, for a change. And body isn't getting anything immediately beneficial. It might feel pain or numbness or tired or whatever, and that is part and parcel of the meditation. So therefore you need to mindfully see the rise and falls of your bodily sensations, and the body is not really one monolithic entity. It's made out of many things, from your skin to your cellular level. There are all kinds of different biological properties. If the mind has a good constitution, for the body to sit still, for instance, when you want to move, usually you move. There is no mind says, please don't move. But if you're mindful enough, you say, no, I'll sit this next 4 minutes or next 6 minutes, I'm going to sit still. So, in spite of the bodily, what I would say, uncooperativeness, the mind notices the body not wanting to sit as long or sit, in a particular posture. And that's exactly what you're trying to correct. You try to pay heed to the mind by the body, and body just mindfully surrenders to the mind, and then sit through. And then mindfulness of watching the pain or discomfort arises, but they are all impermanent. When your mind is very fully aware meditatively, this too will pass. I'll be perfectly fine. Nobody's lost a leg in meditation, but they have found a new leg of mindfulness. So you will develop this inner repertoire of minding the body and not becoming agitated. But you will be agitated because we are not used to it. Unless you become very seasoned meditators who can sit long even in the pain. But here we are not sitting here long enough to be too much in pain. Just 10 minutes, But if you have to make short duration like that, even for 10 might be a bit long for beginners, I'm not surprised. When I sat 2 minutes with the whole Canberra Grammars, whole assembly, 900 with teachers, 2 minutes, and then when the kid says after the meditation, "Oh, this is the longest time I meditated," the girl couldn't stop talking, and everybody laughs because they have never meditated before, let alone 2 minutes, and she thought that was the longest time she ever meditated. So cute. But all the teachers were very happy that the kids could sit there 2 minutes, whole assembly. Of course, when you're doing that on your own, you need to feel as if you have a whole community sitting with you. That helps you. That only if the world set on a vigil, how to be kind and how to be patient towards each other each day, that will be very good. So it's very important. Now, when we do the next 10 minutes meditation, our technique will be different. Our technique will be what I call counting the qualified rounds of breathing. So you will be still sitting in the posture, but you will do the qualified round of breathing. One round of breathing constitutes inhalation phase, retention phase, and exhalation phase. So inhalation is incoming breath from outside, so they don't just come naturally, but you need to stay with the breath. When you're inhaling, you have to stay inhaling. I'm inhaling when inhaling. And that's doing the inhalation. Then you have to know what you're inhaling, something positive. I'm going to develop discipline of meditation. I'm going to be very still. So you've got to inhale stillness and calmness or joy or gratitude. Whatever positive things you can think, knowingly mounted on the inhalation. So not just inhale, do the inhale, but know what you're inhaling. That is good. So doing inhalation, knowing something positive, seeing the oxygen coming through your nose, white light or whatever it is. Some people can see different colors. You wouldn't believe how differently people see colors of the oxygen. But usually recommended white light. White light. See white light, know its positivities, and it is done through inhalation. And feel inspired. So if you have all these four, that's called qualified inhalation. Doing the inhalation, knowing something positive, seeing oxygen and white light, feeling inspired. So mentally say in, and then do the inhalation. And then that is followed by permeation. Permeation is the retention. I don't use the word retention because people think you have to hold the breath. No, it's naturally saturating your lung with the oxygen. So oxygen has gone into your lung, and then it has gone with the blood cells, and that's called knowing the permeation. Do the permeation. It naturally happens, by the way, biologically. Know that it touches and spreads and saturates and floods everywhere through the whole nervous system. And see the reddening of your blood cells. The oxygen's blood counts are improved, so that the see reddening of the whole interior during the saturation phase, and then feel rejuvenated. So did you do that? Do the permeation. Know it touches and spreads and comforts everywhere. Yeah, see the red blood cells spreading everywhere. Feel recharged, rejuvenated. So that's qualified permeation. Then next is exhalation. Exhalation also has four. Do the exhalation, which is breathing out your carbon. Maybe you're a little tired, just breathe out the tiredness. So do the exhalation, know what you're exhaling, tiredness, sleepiness or weariness or worries or anxieties or sadness or upset. Just breathe out, don't hold those things. So consciously exhale carbon and see the carbon leaving your nose and the body, a dense and dark energy leaving as you breathe out, and feel relieved. So that's qualified exhalation. Once you've done all of those three parts, inhalation parts, permeation parts, and then count that as one. And then next one, again do the same, if not better version of it. And then when you finish the exhalation, 2. And then the next one, even better one, and at the end of exhalation, 3. So then you have really, really mindfully following the round of breath. If you lost the count, which is possible, because sometimes we lose the count, but we don't know we lost it. But it's good to know that you lost the count when you lost the count. That means you are aware. So losing the count is not a bad sign. It's actually a good sign that you're aware that you counted until 7 and you lost the count. But if you find it very daunting to count many rounds, just pause at 7. After every 7 rounds, have a little mini break, and then start again from another rounds of 7. Well, when we do about 10 minutes of that, I'm sure you will have a little bit of opportunity to do. If you do not lose the count, you might reach up to 50. I often reach about 50. 50 rounds of exhalation, rounds of qualified round breathing in 10 minutes. That's really no problem. Because we're not trying to lengthen the inhalation or lengthen the retention, anything. We're just simply naturally following the breath and just delegating those tasks, doing it knowingly, seeing it, feeling the inhalation, inspiring, doing the permeation, knowing, seeing, feeling, rejuvenated, doing the exhalation, knowingly, seeing and feeling, and then relief. So that's what we're going to do. During that, it's very important. If you feel a little bit drifting your attention away, just take notice. Don't get agitated. It's quite natural to be distracted when you're focusing. Usually we never know we are distracted. Only when you concentrate, you will notice your focus. You're distracted. It's quite common to be distracted. But instead of getting agitated by distraction, use the distraction as a booster of your attention. Maybe take a mini break and then start from 1. Even if you're counting quite well, but clarity or serenity is not there, they try to increase the sharpness of your attention. Okay, now here begins next 10 minutes. Please sit still in the same posture and do the qualified rounds breathing, forward counting. if one is very present, you will notice this particular second technique definitely has lifted the bar that what is required of your attentiveness is concerned. And therefore you could actually feel if the serenity of your mind is boosted, and so is your stillness, because you are really seizing your attention to the very cognizable something. It's not a kind of imaginative one. That's actually your life. You're inhaling all the time. When you're inhaling, it's good to know you're inhaling. You're always permeating the oxygen. It's good to know how you're permeating. And you are always exhaling. Without exhaling, you can't inhale. These are real, everyday lives lived through experience. But often we are not with the breath. We are doing other things. The breath is, fortunately happening all the time. But I'm told we are depleting our lifespan by not being with the breath. So if you live the day, your life is a day shorter, a week is shorter. But if you do this, say half an hour each day or 1 hour each day, it will reverse your lifespan's passage. It will actually rejuvenate, because that's exactly you're trying to do. So that's why learning to stay present in the mindfulness breath. This one is qualified around breathing. Then we are not just say, sit still and have sincere motivation with serene attention. Actually, you can see the attention is becoming much more serene than with the posture. Posture is, the first grade of the object of attention. Second grade of object of attention is being able to cognitively, metacognitively see and witness and qualify and improve and boost your inhalation and your permeation and your exhalation. It doesn't get instantly boosted or instantly you become serene, but you got to build this habit, discipline. And often we are not good at discipline. We don't manage our time to meditate, or to say whatever you do, you put things off. You say it's too early for me, or I'm too late, I'm too tired, I got too many other things to do, I'll do later. So all of these things doesn't allow you to live fully, because your time is you're time poor in time management. Nobody's time poor. Everybody's got 24 hours. Nobody's got 6 hours when everybody got 24 hours. But time management is poor. When your time management is good, in 10 minutes you can see how serene your mind can get. And as a result of that, your body will starting to feel the benefit. And as a result of that, you're much more punctual, you're much more on time. And you're not upsetting others. You're able to do things for others, which might be your paid job, by the way, which might be your filial duty, which might be your expected time of delivery of the task. And if you do it on time, it will boost your happiness. Your mind will be much more happy, serene. So serenity is not just try to focus on something now in meditation, but your overall mind is very uncluttered. But you will notice when you try to focus on the counting forward of qualified arm, your mind is starting to become cluttered. It doesn't want to focus so much. It wants to do other things. It straight away wants to just drift off and go off with some other thoughts, other subjects. You might be physically sitting. You're supposed to be watching the breath. The mind is drifting away all the thoughts. It's very common, by the way. You won't be the first. Everybody does that. But in spite of that, they serenely see that, I should be in breath. I should be doing inhalation with mindfulness, seeing, knowing, doing, feeling. And I should do that with the permeation. I should do the exhalation. So then you interrupt the interrupter. interrupter is your discursive thoughts. Now, when you can see the thoughts that is discursive and that is different from the object of attention, you are a meditator. Because you can see the distracted thoughts by the mind that want to meditate. Seeing distraction is not an obstacle. Seeing the distraction is the first experience of the meditator. So you may drift away a number of times, losing the count. That's very common. Very few people will get to count from 1 to 100 or 50 just because they start doing first. People do years, and then, if I say I can count to 50, I've been doing more than 50 years, so, so I could improve the count, one count a year. That's not a lot, is it? But if I was somewhere quiet, very free of other duties, I probably could do a couple of hundred, I tell you that. So if we put our mind to it, you wouldn't believe how peaceful and how tranquilizing, the karma abiding it's called, how tranquilizing your mind meditation is. So while you could not help but to notice your mind that is either lazy or forgetful, you're forgetting you should be counting the breath when you're sitting there. You're thinking other things. All of a sudden you remember, I should be with counting the breath. It's good to know that you are forgetting. That means you're mindful. Usually we do not forget, but remember we are forgetting. We forget long time, and then only later I'm sorry, I forgot. And you do that once, you do that twice to other people, their respect to you will be lost. Because how many times you can be late and not fulfill your duties? Then you become good at time management. You go to bed early, for instance. Body needs at least good 6 to 8 hours sleep. You give that by going to bed early. Going to bed early, then you rise up early. See? It happens. One is one. If you stay up late, then you're late in everything, including going to sleep. So that's exactly is a poor time management. Then when your body is tired, but you didn't give time to rest, when everybody's sleeping, you are not. Who knows what you're doing? I'm sure anyone in this audience isn't like that, but I notice in the week at least 200 people watch this, so there will be many among whom who is so poor in time management. And as a result of this, they are lagging behind. They are weeks behind their schedule in many areas. They have got many things have yet not touched it, let alone getting done, which may be their various duties. And that can make a person feel very low because he hasn't done his bit. So, and everybody is happy with someone who does his duties and also supports others. And this comes from good meditation. So meditation is not some escapism from life duties. It's actually boosts your effectiveness. But you might give half an hour to meditate a day, but quality of your time management in every other area is really good. So that's why you got lots of people are turning to meditation. The recommendation of their health professionals, the doctors, psychologists, psychiatrists, and sociologists, they all recommend their patient to meditate. I don't know whether they have meditated or not. Whether they ever learned how to meditate. They all tell people, go and meditate. They don't know what it is, but they were told they should meditate. So because people know meditation helps in the schoolyard's behaviors. I'm told, even if the kids meditate only 2 minutes every hour, but their completely behaviors changed in the yard. And that's exactly what we want. People want to become much more thoughtful towards each other through the benefit of their meditation discipline. So, next technique is what we're going to do another 10 minutes is called super qualified round breathing. Meaning it's very same breathing that you've been doing, but you try to increase your resolution of your concentration. Remember we were using the word serenity? So you try to increase your resolution, like the camera's resolution is very clear, like digital. Your concentration is so good that you can see the incoming breath is necessarily descending breath, descending air. So previously we didn't know that. How did descending? Because it comes through the nose, go down to the windpipe, to the chest, and the lungs. So it has to go. It's different. You don't just think it's a descending air, but you actually tactilely feel the incoming breath going down, and you super qualify the mode of passage of permeation, filling air. The permeation phase is air fills your oxygen, fills your lungs, your whole body is irrigated, so to speak, filling air. And the mode of passage of outgoing breath is ascending air. So it comes down through your diaphragm, up through the lungs, and through the throat, and then it comes out. You don't just imagine that way, but you've got to try to feel as you follow the breath, outgoing breath. So being able to notice those mode of passage and the color and the function much more boosted than before. That's called super qualified round breathing. How do you know you're doing super qualified round breathing? Maybe not necessarily so. Unless you are adequately good at qualified round breathing, you can't super qualify it. But in order to enhance the super qualified to super qualified, you do the counting reverse. So this time you count reverse, okay? The first round is maybe you can count from 7 or 10. If you're a total beginner, just count from 7. First round, when you exhale, is 7. The next one, when you finish exhalation, is 6. Next one, you exhale is 5. So that's how reverse counting. Reverse counting will boost the your why? Because reverse counting requires a higher level of concentration. I don't know. Maybe some people do backwards better than forwards. I saw a show a couple of days ago. Thai boy, a little 12-year-old Thai boy can spell all the long English words in backwards much faster than people can spell forwards. So try reverse counting. Try to count from 10 to 1 or 7 to 1 or I'll try to count from 50 to 1. See how it goes. I'm sure some people out there are doing 70. It doesn't mean longer. Higher number is better, but how pristine and serene each of your count is. During that, if you have little pins and needles and discomfort in the body, just bear with it. You wouldn't believe how much your stamina to forbear hardships, pain is there already in our psyche. It's just question is for what. Okay, let's do that, everyone. So you try to increase your serenity. It's much more sharper by doing reverse counting. Okay. So, importance of meditation cannot be really overstated unless one experiences the meditation. If you do the meditation, you can see how important it is in terms of calming your mind and body, and therefore being able to have a reasonable clarity and of your mind that actually can see many things that you weren't so sure. And as a result of that, meditation is highly beneficial for the mind, body, spirit harmony, and also how to deal with your time management, and how to deal with the issues in life, and not get caught up in them, and breathe them out, and difficult ones, and breathe in all the good in your life, so you become more formally learning how to meditate like this as we did today, and you also become mindful of your what you do, small chores. You do them with great care and respect and responsibility, and that makes you happy, the other people happy, and you do them well and quick and fast, and there's no mucking around, there's no delaying. Why? You're managing your time very well, because that's what your meditation helps you, and that the importance of meditation, it just completely informs and reforms your mind, and you don't need other people to tell this, to do this, because you do them without they have to say our words. If they don't have to say many times, let alone at all, that would be good. Then they're really happy with you, and they respect for you because you are so reliable. You could be accountable to them. And this is exactly why people boost their morale, they boost their confidence, their performance, and their punctuality, their effectiveness, their accurateness, and their timeliness, and all of that. And therefore, you also conserve your physical energy. People do lots of physical things, exhaust themselves, but little or no benefit later on. But with this kind of meditation, it has huge benefit, your health. You become mindful of eating, for instance. Mindful of body is not just sitting still. You just know what not to do with the body, too much of anything, not do enough of some other things. So you know how to balance the body, particularly diet, and what you drink, what you don't eat. Shouldn't be exposed to alcoholism and substances and too many of those things. You don't introduce to your body. Body is a temple. The temple is a temple of purity. If you become so addicted, you get used to drinking and eating, you are abusing your own body. You're harming many people's lives completely destroyed by the alcoholism and gambling and whatnot. Just have no idea how to control their body. So mindfulness body, importance of meditation, and the physical posture teaches you how to mind your effort. You can do your chores in the house very well, and happily, and delighting everyone else, and making yourself happy to have a tidy room or tidy house, or have all the dishes washed, or whatever it is. It looks very good, because why you're mindfully doing them without wasting your time, delaying. And mindfulness feeling through the qualified round breathing is you become much better in managing your feelings. Your feelings are, but they are transient. They're not you. They just comes and goes. So don't host most of the feelings, particularly unpleasant ones. Just breathe them out every now and then, and if possible, author positive feelings, thoughts, and then you can think kindly of someone instead of what you think they are or they did. Don't think that. Don't lump them with this one incidental mistakes of theirs. Very good. Then you don't feel any ill will towards them, nor will you attract that from others. So that's why the mindfulness of meditation is hugely important. And if you have higher purposes of meditation, of course it will come with that. Even in everyday life, people realize it's a healthy form of life. If you don't meditate, no matter how much you feed, it's like a cow. It's got lots of mouthful of grass in the mouth, still sleeping. It's sleeping, but it's still got grass in the mouth. Its all attention is on the food. The real food is meditation, Real food is food for thought. We have lots of thought problems, emotional. We have no lack of food problem. We have lack of positive thought construction. We don't know how to create. But when you're doing mindfulness of qualified inhalation, super qualified inhalation, each time you inhale, you are learning to invent positive thoughts and feelings. And so you can see how simple it is to resolve problems. You don't need to go to a psychologist. Why? Why should you go there? They don't know much about it. They're just reading books. They're talking out of textbooks. They don't have real experience. Only meditators have real experience how to delete their bad thoughts, becoming bad feelings. And some psychologists might even meditate. Yes, they realize, it's actually better than textbooks. You actually do some, and then they're, of course, beneficial. So with this, the importance of meditation can never be underestimated. Particularly if you have a discipline to meditate regularly. So that's why this session we hold on every Sunday morning, 11 o'clock. And then we have classes on Tuesday nights, which we have many people who are returning year after year, bringing their husband, bringing their friends, and again. That course doesn't need any promotion, we just discovered. It's a word of mouth. By the time term comes, as long as we put on the website, his booking is already full. Why? Because everybody's telling the importance of meditation to their own friends and circles. And we're not really pressing hard to promote it, but itself get promoted by people doing it because they realize how much it is helping them. And we have husband who would register the wife, or wife who would register the husband. They realize he returned home much calmer. So there's a lot of benefit doing these practices. So thank you, everybody. You are all very, very regular participants, and there are many people whose name I don't know, but they've really been joining us. Like 200 over people by the end of the day. So that's good. I don't know how long they sit. If they sit through from the beginning till now, that's good, hour and a half. And if one has a good habit of sitting like 30 minutes like we did, if you did that daily, that's what you should do. You should do that every day yourself. And then at the end, you should offer your little prayers for the world and people who are not in good space, who are completely exposed to violence and war and incredible, unthinkable atrocities. They have no way to go. The whole environment, whole country, whole land and sea, water are completely seized by these demonic forces, firing missiles from all kinds of directions. And they don't know where to hide. Yet it's mainly because some of the people who are running the country have lost their mind to aggression, to anger, to resentment. If they have calm mind, they realize how destructive, how mutually destructive it is, and they will abstain from mutually harmful, violent activities. But they're not. They're not. Same goes with some various units of community and societies. Wherever there is an individual who is able to mind his thought rather than talk about what other people did to them, didn't do to them, those people are making peace with the past, other people, and they don't really say many, do many, or think many violent or abusive and negative things. They forgive them. They let them go. They see the futility and mutually destructive nature. And that's what calm is. Calm means how to have peace in your mind. Okay, so with this in mind, we'll do the short dedication of prayers, which means you you make your wish to be mindful and kind to each other. That's more important. Om by this mere me hovarga dariva benzege homnes me ale berada bironde oceana badores nede herenda mahayana dije whatever mereda hever meho begas delevez tehoda mahayana dije courage munju shinuvode azama dabara de lava follow it oh the hezamba asha de ge o de mere mere selembo de jeda teba where no yedazo where has been medding freely without generation. Thank you, everyone.